Lesson 14. The Solar System. Student, today we will understand about the moon and its phases. It is estimated that the moon is 4 to 5 billion years old, of the same age as the earth. It shines with sun's reflected light. The moon is the earth's natural satellite. Student, you have to know that the moon is the earth's natural satellite. It is also the earth's nearest neighbor in space. The moon is about 3,84,400 km away from the earth. Its diameter is about 1/4 of the earth's diameter. It has no atmosphere, air or water. There is no life on the moon. It has craters on its surface due to meteorites falling on it, as it has no atmosphere to protect it. The side facing the sun is very hot and the side away from the sun is very cold. Student, you have to know that the side facing the sun is very hot and the side away from the sun, that is very cold. Sounds cannot be heard on the moon's surface as there is vacuum there. Student, there is nothing sound can be heard on the moon's surface as there is vacuum there. Now we have to understand about phases of the moon. The moon does not have light of its own. We are able to see the moon because of the sunlight reflected by it. You have to know that the moon does not have its own light. We are able to see the moon because of the sunlight reflected by it. We see the side of the moon which faces the sun as it always illuminated. As the moon orbits around the earth, we see varying combination of the illuminated and the dark parts of the moon. Due to varying combination of the dark and illuminated part of the moon, we see different shapes of the moon, which are known as the phases of the moon. After about every 29.5 days, the phases of the moon complete one cycle. You have to know that after about every 29.5 days, the phases of the moon complete one cycle. As the moon orbits around the earth, we only see a portion of the illuminated side. When we see 100% of the illuminated side, it is called a full moon. When we cannot see any of the lit up side, this is called a dark moon or new moon. When we cannot see any of the lit of the side, this is called a dark moon, or also we can call new moon. As the moon orbits around the earth, the phase of the moon changes, starting with the new moon phase. This is where we cannot see any of the lit up side of the moon. Since the moon lies between the earth and the sun, as the moon orbits the earth, we can see more and more of the lit up side until finally the moon is on the opposite side of the earth from the sun, and we see a full moon. As the moon continues to orbit the earth, we now see less and less of the lit up side until one day we do not see any moon. Student, this is the diagram of phases of the moon, and this diagram you have to draw in your science copy. You have to draw this diagram, phases of moon, in your science copy, and you have to draw this diagram, related solar system. This diagram also you have to draw in your science copy. First of all, you have to draw this diagram, that is phases of the moon, in your science copy, and after that you have to also draw this diagram which is related about solar system. This diagram also you have to draw in your science copy.